Sivajipuram Degree College, Mysore, pursuing final year BCom. In this presentation, I will be explaining about advertising chapter in brief. Let's go into it. In this chapter, we're going to learn about meaning, definitions, features, advantages, positive and negative effects, and what are the elements of advertising copy. Let's look into the meaning of advertising first. The word advertising is derived from Latin word advertere, which literally means to turn people's attention to a specific thing. What does it mean to turn people's attention to a specific thing? When a businessman launches or introduces a new product, it should brought into the notice of targeted customers. This is only possible through a proper advertisements and proper promotions of your goods and services, right? So it's very essential for a businessman to bring notice to the targeted customers about their products, services, or the organizations. Now let's look into the definitions of advertising. According to Philip Kotler, advertising is a non-personal form of communications conducted through a paid media, and to say us that it's clear that there will be no communications between the businessman and the customers, and the businessman has to pay certain amount of remuneration to a media for a clear sponsorship. In the opinions of Wheeler, advertising is any form of paid non-personal presentations of ideas, goods or services for the purpose of inducing people to buy. What does it mean? That an organization gives information about the goods, ideas and services and the organization to the peoples for inducing the peoples to buy specific products to the company. These are the various modes of advertising. A businessman can advertise their products like print media, like magazines and newspapers, social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, etc., telemarketing, televisions, radio, direct mail or outdoor. He can advertise his product. Further, why do we need to advertise a product? We need to advertise a product to introduce a new product or services, or to increase sales, to increase the demand, to communicate if there is any changes or alterations in the product line. Now let's discuss about the features of advertising. It's a non-personal nature of selling. We know that personal selling, right, that there will be face-to-face communications between buyer and seller. But here in this context, there will be no face-to-face communications or personal contacts between buyer and seller. It's a completely impersonal in nature. It's a non-personal communication to a specific customer. As I explained before in Philip Kotler's, there will be no personal contact or communications between the businessman and ultimate consumer. Third point says it is a paid form of communication by an identified sponsor. By an identified sponsor, a businessman can transit information about goods or services or organizations to the targeted audience or customers through mass medium. And fourth point, it is made through a media such as print media or electronic media. Of course, if a person needs to advertise a product, one has to use the medias, right? Various modes of media, as I explained before. And like print media and social media like newspaper, Facebook, Pinterest, magazines, etc., he can advertise a product. And fifth product, it disseminates information about the product, services and the organization providing this. When a person starts to advertise his products, obviously it's necessary for a business to spread information regarding the products, services or organizations of the company. And next point is the salesmanship in print. It stimulates sales and patronage for the product. It helps in positioning the product in the market. Yeah, when your advertising is properly mentioned or conveyed to the people, there will be good positions in the market. By that, company sales, demand and profit increases in return and huge. It is an essential part of marketing mix. Marketing mix means it's just a strategy, business strategy. Now let's look into the advantages of advertising. It increases sales volume. When your advertising is properly done, it increases the demand, and in return your sales volume will increase and you'll get profit in return. It increases net profit. Second point, it increases net profit. As sales increases, obviously net profit also increases in return. Third point, it helps introductions of new products. Businessmen, it helps businessmen to introductions of new products or launch new product. It helps consumers to get informations about the new products that are available in the market to get product easily. There will be no hindrance in between those. It helps in reducing shopping time, creating consumers. By advertising, people get educated by advertisers about the products, services, their features, organizations, what are the benefits and features including in that. It helps in establishing direct contact. It helps in direct contact. If the people want to give feedback about the product, it helps in establishing direct contact with the advertisers, and it is less expensive. It's a less expensive and it connects links between the consumers and the. Let's see the positive effects of advertising. It helps in promotions of new products. Obviously, when you want to promote new products, advertising plays a major role in the market. It helps in the introductions of new product, adding new lines of product. As I said before, it helps the businessmen to introductions or launches of new products. It helps in adding new features including the products in the products line, etc. It helps in forecasting the demand of the product and service. Advertising helps to forecast the demand in the future about the product and the services. It helps in promoting healthy competition. There will be healthy competition in the product in advertising. It helps in innovations differentiation. It helps in increasing national income. By advertising, it helps in national income. It helps in standard of living. As I said before, there will be high standard of living. When we look into the negative effects, the cost of advertising increases the product price. If the advertising cost increases, then obviously the product price also increases. The cost of advertising cannot be affordable by small producer. Small producer cannot afford cost of advertising more, so it cannot switch people to buy products that they really don't need. So in some cases, advertising induces the people to buy unnecessary products. Much is irrelevant and unnecessary. Advertising provides sometimes unnecessary information to the consumers, which disturbs consumers a lot. Advertising concentrated on selling only. Advertising concentrated just on selling purposes. They don't bother about the consumer. Now let's learn what are the elements of advertising copy. Attention value, suggestive value, conviction value, sentimental value, educative value, memorizing value, instinctive value. Attention value. Nowadays people are really busy and don't have time to purchases. This time advertiser must able to attract the customers by giving at a glance. To make advertisement easy, more attractive, what are the principles that are adopted by the advertiser? Like the pictures or the drawing that should directly related to the product, and the color combinations must be good and pleasing. It must be utterable. Messages is not congested. That should not be overloaded with the figures. It should be very attractive to the eyes. It should be pleasing and utterable. And second point is suggestive value. Suggestive value means it should suggest something about the product or services or the organizations. For example, today's best-selling fan is Usha. It suggests something about the Usha fan, so it should be suggestive in nature. Convictions value. The advertisement should not mislead the consumers. The statements claimed by the advertisement should be true facts and should be readily believed. It should be true facts in that no false statements or false fraud should be involved in that. For example, like, do you need to relax, drink coffee? It is something suggestive, convictive value. Sentimental value. The sentimental feelings of the people should not be affected by advertiser. It should respect the feelings of the people to the whom it's meant for. The likes and dislikes, habits and customs, etc. of peoples are considered while advertising this copy. And next point is educative learning. The advertisement should create knowledge and understanding about the uses of the product, its features, its advantages, benefits and disadvantages about the products. Generally, people keep certain habits when they cannot be changed. And memorizing value. The advertisement should be substantive, lasting impressions under reader's mind. The slogan, it is meaningful and charming to listen. And of course, it should be utterable. For example, Glaxo built bony babies. Instinctive value. The term instinctive means inborn tendency to behave in a certain way. In these instincts, which makes a person's behave differently at different times. In order to create a desired instinct, advertisers should plan and prepare the advertisement copy with much care. This is called as an instinctive value. Thank you.